respected another madam, Chirakumar sir, Mushindra sir, Bhanik sir, and my esteemed colleagues of the TAS and my dear students. Today is 131st birthday day of Pritindrajit Angal and Chirai. I am honored to be here in this event of commemoration of these martyrs. They are emblem of sacrifice, bravery, courage, who still continue to inspire us and uphold the very essence of patriotism. I always regard them that they are in a league of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Khudiram Bosu, Chandrasekhar Azad, Bhagat Singh. They left a legacy for us to follow, to hold our head high. Since childhood, I have continued to hear Beat Tigunderjit, and unconsciously since then, his name has been etched in my heart. I appeal to the youth to disseminate the heroics of Beat Tigunderjit all over the country, so that the people of mainland of India could recognize such a man of heroic stature of northeastern region, who once had trodden the soil of northeast of the country. I appeal all of the youngsters to follow him, to follow his footsteps, and making their ideal in their bid to fight against all injustice, all corruptions, against all forms. With these few words, I end up. Thank you.
ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯄꯨꯋꯥꯔꯤꯗ ꯑꯣꯒꯁꯀꯤ ꯊꯥꯁꯤ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯃꯔꯨꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯏꯝꯄꯣꯔꯇꯦꯟ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯊꯥ ꯑꯃꯅꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯅ ꯂꯧꯕ ꯌꯥꯏ. ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯕ ꯊꯥ ꯑꯁꯤꯗ ꯊꯣꯛꯈꯤꯕ ꯊꯧꯗꯣꯛꯁꯤ ꯏꯇꯤꯍꯥꯁꯀ ꯃꯔꯤ ꯂꯩꯅꯕ ꯇꯧꯏ. ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ 1965ꯗ ꯊꯣꯛꯈꯤꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯆꯛꯂꯥꯡ ꯈꯣꯡꯆꯠꯇ ꯑꯩꯗꯤ ꯁꯥꯇ꯭ꯔꯁꯤꯡꯒꯤ ꯏꯌꯧ ꯆꯥꯡ ꯑꯃ ꯂꯩꯇꯕꯗꯒꯤ ꯆꯦꯡ ꯄꯤꯌꯨ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯗꯒꯤ ꯅꯣꯡꯃꯒꯤ ꯃꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯆꯦꯡꯒꯤ ꯃꯍꯨꯠꯇ ꯅꯣꯡꯃꯒꯤ ꯒꯨꯂꯤꯅ ꯄꯤꯈꯤꯕ, ꯅꯣꯡꯃꯒꯤ ꯁꯟꯊꯤꯅ ꯍꯥꯠꯈꯤꯕ ꯃꯈꯣꯏꯁꯤꯡꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯃꯅꯨꯡꯗ ꯆꯥꯎꯕ ꯇꯦꯂꯤꯃꯅꯤ ꯅꯨꯄꯤꯒ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯣꯃꯣꯗꯤꯅꯤ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯅꯤꯡꯁꯤꯡꯕ ꯌꯥꯏ. ꯑꯁꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯇꯧꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯄꯨꯋꯥꯔꯤꯗ ꯂꯩꯕꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯍꯤꯁꯇ꯭ꯔꯤꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯊꯦꯡꯅꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯅꯤꯡꯊꯧ ꯄꯥꯜꯂꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯁꯤ ꯃꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯏꯪꯔꯦꯖꯁꯤꯡꯒꯤ ꯃꯈꯨꯠꯇ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯏꯊꯤꯕ ꯑꯅꯤꯔꯛ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯅꯪꯉꯤ. 이한 한마다 이거기 선택이 마 1886다 막 독그바 무통시는 것이 거기 수천도나 아게는 보는 빠지 뭐 거기 마친 거는 뭐지 니빠네 니빠 지금 너무 시다 아들이 수천다 아들이 거기 아빠가스나 고박스나 동목스나 Adi nak nama Ramdana, bagi Bulan Sandra, Aiba, Info Masati, bikin baju
সত্ত্বেও আমার সহকর্মীবৃন্দ, my dear students, today we assemble here to make our tribute to the great souls who has fought for their motherland and given the extreme sacrifices. As the earlier speakers have already narrated, the importance of today's Martyrs' Day, I just like to add some more points on it. So we all, right from our childhood, we have come across in many relations on the lives and their sacrifices of Veer Tikendrajit, General Thankal, and other patriots, nationalist leaders who has given their extreme sacrifices. Still, as a student of history, when I go through this relations, the history which have been written by imperialist ideologies, Marxist ideologies, and many other schools, I have come across a number of confusing, statements that have been given through the ages. India has fought against the imperialist and colonial design, colonial powers for more than 200 years. And in these 200 years, many patriots, many leaders, many nationalists have given their lives to make the country free, an independent and sovereign nation. But as a design of imperialist historian, what we have been taught in history is these struggles, freedom struggles like 1891 Anglo-Manipuri War that has been confined to only British and Manipuri struggle. Actually, this was not the case. India, from time immemorial, has number of sovereign kingdoms, but the idea of pan-India was always there. So whenever an external force that comes to India, some betrayers are there, but still, at large, lots of other, they come together to fight these forces. So when Anglo-Manipuri War comes, the British historians and other nationalist school of historians, they have suggested that this Anglo-Manipuri War of 1891 was the product of just family quarrel. But when we see the history of other places, other parts of the country, India was never come under one administrative unit. Yes, the idea of India was there. We all are Indians, but there were some smaller principalities who ruled their smaller regions, who were the components of India. So, in 1886, when Chandrakirti Maharaja died, his eldest son, Sri Chandra Singh, came to power, that we all know. During his rule of around 4 years, the British interference on the politics of Manipur, on the affairs of Manipur, was increasingly, they have intruded their interference. They have increased. This was made Veer Tikendrajit, Angausana, and others, Jilanamba, upset because they understood the British design, the colonial design. There started the quarrel, and political agent Mr. Greenwood, he was resided there in Manipur. He has a separate office. As we all know, the policies made by the British Parliament, that was enforced here, say as a result of subsidiary alliances, the provisions that have been imposed to the princely states were same that was imposed in Manipur also. However, after 1857, what happened? They stopped expanding their territories in India, within India. by 1857, whatever they expanded was expanded. After 1857, no expansion was made. But they increased their political interference, and just for records only, they have made princely states. So after 1891, Manipur was made princely state. So it is a matter of great concern, and I think it's time to relook the history of this part of the country also, because these are the components which make the history of India a wonderful history, a complete history. So I'd like to urge today's youth, today's generation to come forward to relook into the history and make more researches on such issues, because they are our roots and we are the fruits of those incidents, those sacrifices. So let us not forget that. And with this appeal, I hold my hands in front of you to please come forward for a new world order, new history, new research.